YouTube, what's cracking? Welcome back to the channel. As always, it's Sorry BTR, Colin, the Game Pass guru, here to have a casual video today. Lots of script, very much reading kind of a deal. Look, it's that time of year. We all know it's coming. It's time for the Video Game Awards. And while not all of us necessarily care what the industry tells us the best experiences of the year were, it's always nice to look and see what you've had available to you, and if ever there was something that would stoke the fires and chaos of the console wars, well, it's the Video Game Awards. I figure if I'm going to spend all this time reviewing games for the channel from the Game Pass, well then, now that games are getting high profile recognition, I might as well let you know what there is available to you on your subscription. As always, with these list videos, some variation between what's available on console Game Pass and PC Game Pass versus Game Pass Ultimate, but all of these are available for you in some way, shape, or fashion. I'm gonna break these down kind of by category. We're gonna do a little bit of footage for these games. Not all of them have I played. Not most of them have I played. I do things sometimes. Sometimes. I need to do more things. First up, the nominees for Best Sim and Strategy category. First up, Dune Spice Wars, the new game from Funcom, which is set in the world of the legendary Dune universe. I'll be honest and say there was some disappointment for me in the fact that this game was announced to be a strategy game before there's anything else playable from that universe. But upon further consideration, this makes total sense. And to be honest, I'm probably going to get in and play and see what the world of Arrakis looks like on my PC. Total War Warhammer 3. 40,003. No, it's just 3. It's not 40,000. Total War Warhammer. It's Total War and Warhammer. Total War as a franchise is sweeping and epic. Warhammer as a universe is sweeping and epic. Putting the two worlds together twice before sees the developers having honed their crafts perfectly. And this game has released to absolutely incredible reviews. I honestly can't say that I'll be playing this one, as I have a hard enough time getting 20 hours of gameplay for some of these bi-weekly videos. But with a game that tells you up front it's going to be hundreds of hours long, this is just too much game for me. But if you love either of those things, then smashing them together is probably going to make exactly the game for you. 2 Point Campus. The sequel to 2 Point Hospital takes us out of running the zaniest of health institutions and puts us in charge of the sort of school which has classes in knighthood and wizardry. And if you build it up properly, they'll be right next to where people who study culinary arts and clowning are. Look, I'm not saying all of these nominees make sense to me. I'm just doing my self-appointed job that nobody pays me to do of presenting these to you. In Best Art Direction, they threw a nomination to Scorn, which we previously looked at here on the channel, which means that the birth and loss of our dear friend Clancy was not for nothing. Honestly hope that even though the game didn't necessarily do it for me on all of the levels that I had hoped that it would, we get a W for this simply so we can see the acceptance speech from Clancy. I wonder what he'd say. Here on the channel, we also looked at the Best Score and Music nominee, Metal Hellsinger, and I stand by that it is a kick-ass game, and I think it kicks ass that it got nominated. Vampire Survivors was nominated for Best Debut Indie. And that concludes the list of shit that I know about the game Vampire Survivors. But congratulations, VampSurv. And I just gave you a new nickname, so you're welcome. Another game we looked at here on the channel that got nominated for indie debut is Norco. I thought Norco was an interesting, unique approach to storytelling, and at the very least, it's an experience that I won't soon forget. I can't recommend it for everyone, but if you've got an open mind and are willing to try something very different, give it a go. Tunic also racked up a nom for indie title as well as action adventure and indie debut. I'm going to be honest, I know this game has found a lot of love, but also it hit at the point that roguelites and likes and shit just seemed to be a bit overwhelming, and I never got into it. But it appears that everyone who did loved the shit out of it, so good job, team. For the 47th straight year, No Man's Sky has been eligible for a video game award. This time it's for best community support. Listen, if I'm telling you I don't have the time to play Warhammer Total War, then there's no shot that I'm going to play a game that literally does not have an end, unless you want to hit an end and just randomly be restarted, because that's the purpose of the game. Not for me, but for those that love it. I'm stoked that you've got such a great community of developers behind you and a community that y'all are a part of. Pat yourselves on the back and fly true, pilots. The big disappointment for gamers my age that are into multiplayer games is that we grew up on games like Halo. We became men to Gears of War and then reverted back to the worst parts of our younger selves in Call of Duty lobbies. Be better, humans. Just be better. But now, the only multiplayer nomination that is available for us on the Game Pass is for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's not a knock on the game, but don't forget that we should have had more support from 343 Studios because Halo is only a year old. We should be showing the entire industry about how things get done, but they don't, and so we only wind up with this game, which plays exactly the same as it did when I was 7. And meanwhile, I'm supposed to dump all my time and energy not even into playing Halo, but into defending it from people whose criticism of the dogshit state of that union are completely correct. Hey, good job, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Good luck. On to the categories that I consider to be the heavy hitters. One of the categories I paid a lot of attention to looking for titles to stream over on the Twitch channel was the Games for Impact category. This is where we saw titles like Life is Strange, the Telltale games really be pushed into the forefront. And they're usually games that are recognized for forward thinking and social consciousness. A Memoir Blue. Now that I've told you that this is my favorite category in the Game Awards, it's time to discuss what is absolutely my least favorite experience that I've had since playing games for this channel. A Memoir Blue. Look, if you loved A Memoir Blue, I'm genuinely glad for you. But there's no shot I'm giving this game another try. It's the first time, maybe ever, that I feel like I completely wasted my time with a video game. And this is coming from a guy who has thousands of hours in Titanfall 2 and in Apex before I switched platforms. None of those ranks are doing anything for me. I don't even have my charms. So let that sink in. If you are interested in the game, obviously it's available on Game Pass, but for me personally, this swimming-based memory exploration was about as shallow as a shower, and I will keep saying that. As dusk falls, not only did this game get a nom for the Impact category, but also for accessibility, which we know Microsoft has made a focus in the recent years. I don't think this is a masterpiece, but I did play it on my stream, and considering nobody told me to uninstall it, it seems like they had about as good of a time as I did. It's a thoughtful, well-executed piece in the vein of a Telltale experience. And if you're one of the people that miss those, hey, it's worth a play. Also worth noting that fellow Game Pass release Return to Monkey Island was nominated for accessibility as well. It's another weird Back to the Future disassociation feeling for me, as I think I played this game when I was 7 and got frustrated at how upset Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was too hard. And here I am 30 years later seeing them nominated for Game Awards. I don't know. Citizen Sleeper has been nominated for Games for Impact, and this is a life sim RPG and a time loop game, which hails having a super unique art style and approach to the scenarios, which are well written and deeply thoughtful. is what I've heard. I haven't played this one. I'm just giving you a list here, guys.
Wake up, sleeper.
Now, the big ones. Immortality has been nominated for game direction, narrative, and performance. As a follow-up to Telling Lies and Her Story, we have Immortality. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna look any farther into this game, even for the sake of this video, because it's already downloaded and I can't wait to play it. Hopefully on stream, but it's definitely going to be getting its own video here on the channel. I love this style, and I'm so glad to see games of this style being pushed forward in overall awareness.
You're only making it worse.
Amicia, don't.
I'm tired.
A Plague Tale Requiem, nominated for Game of the Year, Best Narrative, Best Score and Music, Best Performance, and Best Action Adventure. I told you this game kicked ass. I told you that your friend that's been telling you to play this game because it kicks ass was right.
Do it! Quick!
Now, here's the Game Awards, validating my opinions and telling you to get started and bullying you into playing it. Mia, get started. There you have it. That's a hell of a list here on this one little subscription of ours. I honestly hope you got something out of this video, maybe an introduction to a game that is higher vaulted in opinion than you may have originally thought. Maybe you can share this video with a friend because you're the person who's been trying to get them to play one of these games on the list, and you were just waiting for a fat dude with a beard to validate your opinion. I'm here. Thanks to all the studios that gave us an incredible year here on the Xbox and Microsoft Game Pass. Thank you guys for following along for a year on the channel. I appreciate all the support. New reviews, new videos, always coming sooner than you think. And until the next time, see ya!